the return of Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. Diego Lopes, an up-and-coming star. He is rising, right? And then you have Alexander Volkanovski, which, got a couple of recent losses, some KOs. It's not just the losses. Well, it's how he
Yeah,
lost them, right?
exactly. Yeah, the Makhachev one was bad, big head kick knockout. Then the Ilia Topuria one was nasty, big punches. I mean, and that's the thing. Like everybody's like, oh, I mean, it's so fighting's so nuanced. A lot of people are willing to just write somebody off of two back-to-back KO losses like that. But it's like you think about it, and people are like, "Oh, his chin must be gone." It's like, dude, you got hit with a baseball bat by a lightweight, and then Ilya, we know hits like a truck because he also finished Max Holloway. So like, it's not. It's more nuanced than just, oh, his chin's gone. He's been in too many dogfights. Like it's
Yeah,
over.
but it's also the fact that he's 36. Will, you have shared the stats, right, of fighters that are 35 or older. What happens?
I think he's the first. I think with this one, we'll just go ahead and say he won the fight, getting his belt back. But he's the first guy over 35 to win a title in this weight class or
So
anything over
everything's stacked against him. Everything's stacked against him
everything.
going
Yeah.
into this, right? He's lost 3 out of his last 4 tier point, 2 of those against lightweight and Islam,
Hmm.
then against Ilia Topuria. So it's not like he's losing to all these no-name guys, you know what I mean? But still,
No.
you're thinking about the fact that he's 36 years old. You're thinking about those knockouts. You're like, man, it was fun while it lasted, is what you think about Volkanovski. Everybody
Yeah.
loves Volk. Everybody's hoping for the best. Your boy here, though, with the disrespect, picked Diego Lopes
You said
to win
after
that
the
fight.
second or third Max Holloway fight, I'm done doubting Volkanovski. And
I
here
did.
we are.
And we're right back to it.
Yeah. But so to your point, a lot of people are okay, just because he lost to those guys doesn't mean he's washed, right? Because those are good guys. But you can also be washed and lose to those guys. So just
Yeah,
because they're good doesn't mean that you're not washed. So it goes both
yeah,
ways, right? So there are question marks coming into this one. He finally took some time off after a knockout, so that was good. A lot of people were thought, oh,
yes.
maybe he took the Ilya fight too soon after the head kick KO from Islam.
Which is a
He's like,
possibility.
it is. Like I said, it's so multifaceted.
I
That
know,
being
dude.
said, this was the fight for me, which would tell me if he is washed because look, I really like Diego Lopes. Every time you can watch any recap we've done when there's a fight card that he's been on, and we rave reviews. We love the guy. He's awesome.
A
Um,
lot of fun to watch. Very
that
skilled.
very skilled. That being said, a little bit more rudimentary in his
Mm.
game, I would say, than something that I would say Volkanovski skill wise is at. Like Ilya, Volkanovski, Max Holloway. I do think they are like an echelon above. Like these guys are legitimately great. They're
Yeah,
tacticians. They know the game front and back. They're very multifaceted. They make some takedown. Well, not so much. Well, I guess Max was against Yair. They make some takedowns when they need to. Like they're just complete fighters.
yes.
And I'm not saying Diego's not a complete fighter, but when you look at like what he does on the feet, it's very basic, and basics work, right? Clearly, he got to a title shot, but I was like, a non-washed Volkanovski should easily take this one. So this is the one where if he loses it, maybe there is some washiness going on.
And Will, you said that we've been praising Diego Lopes. You've been praising him since he fought Evloev when he came in short
Yeah.
notice, debut in the UFC, gave Evloev everything he could handle. Since then,
Hmm.
it's Gavin Tucker, Pat Sabatini, Sadiq Youssef, Dan Ige, Brian Ortega. So he's on the tear, dude.
Dude, an absolute tear. I mean, he got a title shot before Evloev, the guy he beat or the guy he lost to in his debut, who also hasn't lost since. And here
Yeah.
he is fighting for the belt. That's how much of a tear he's been on. Shout out to Tony. Thanks for joining. Love Tony. Tony's the best.
Hey, Tony. What's up,
Texas
dude?
with the boys. Um,
Thank you, Tony.
but the fight itself, it kind of plays out how I thought it was going to, where it's a lot of different looks from Volkanovski. He's working the jab. He's working the inside leg kick that he loves. He's kicking to the body. He's when they were entering, dude, because Diego loves to go toe to toe, plant his feet, and fire off like a 2-3 punch combination on guys.
Which is why he kept on calling
Yeah, that's what he
for Volk
wants.
to come in. He
And
wants that firefight.
yeah, and Volk was giving it to him in the early half of this fight. I mean, he would step in and trade, and you could tell that, and that's where I mean where Diego's a little bit more basic. The entry for him in those exchanges is kind of always the same.
Yeah.
You kind of know what he's going to enter with, so you can, if you watch the tape, you can counter it, and and step in with something better or different that beats him to the punch. And early on, that was happening. I think Volkanovski was getting the better of those exchanges in the pocket.
In the
Well,
pocket, he would clinch,
yeah,
great strikes in the clinch as well. He
hmm
landed some solid lefts on Diego Lopes while in the clinch, and I
dude,
was like, "Ooh."
Diego's tough as nails, though, huh? Volk, Volk was
Yeah,
hitting him hard.
and he knows this too, and I think that's why he's like, "You know what? I don't mind a firefight because I could take a lot of these shots, but
Yeah,
that'll only work for so long and against certain
true,
fighters."
true. And it almost worked in this one because he did drop him in the second round.
In the second round,
Yeah,
oh, dude, as he's exiting, and so, like, he
I
comes in
think
with
this is the
that
shot
right,
here.
and it, like, kinda, like, bounces off the shoulder a little bit,
Hmm
hits him right on the temple, but you could see it in Volk's eyes. The second he gets
Yeah,
hit, he was like, "What was that?" Like, his eyes get really wide as he, like, tips
yeah.
over like a tree. Oh,
Diego
dude.
hits hard, dude. You could tell he hits hard as fuck. I really liked this, the uppercut from Diego. The whole fight, you could
Yes.
see him like threatening to counter it, but then not pulling the trigger because Volkanovski would dip so heavy to his left side to throw the overhand right. Basically, this exact picture here. This is why it's a perfect read. Um, and he wasn't throwing. He wasn't like actually uncorking it for a while, but when he started to, he was cracking them. And there was one time where uh, they both hit each other at the same time. I think Volk hit him with a left hook as Diego uppercutted him, and they both like stumbled. This was a sick
So
fight, dude.
cool, dude.
This
So
was a
cool.
sick fight.
It was a really
Uh,
fun fight, man. Dude, Diego Lopez the entire time trying to come forward too, man. Like,
pressure.
non-stop.
Hey, shout out
So
Austin.
good.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah, the pressure was crazy, and the pressure had me a little worried. Not gonna lie, and like I said, I love Diego. I'm a huge fan of Diego, but I'm never gonna root against Volkanovski. So this was a tough one for me.
Mm,
As the fight continued, the evasive guy will start to slow down. The guy
yes.
pressuring, looking to land bombs, in a 5 round fight will get more and more opportunities as the fight goes on, right? And like in the fourth round, he hurt him again. Diego hurt Volk, but then I actually think I think I looked at the scorecards. I had this 4-1 Volkanovski. I thought even though he got dropped in the second round, I still thought he won that round.
Yeah.
Um, Sal D'Amato gave Lopez the second round, which I think is fair. The knockdown
Yeah.
it's fair, but not the fourth round. And people are clowning on him. And I am here to defend Sal D'Amato. I think that's a
Oh,
perfectly
wow.
fine scorecard. I think rounds 2 and 4 you could give to
What
Diego.
podcast am I on right now? Are did you just say you're defending a judge?
And look, yeah, he did have Volkanovski hurt, but if you watch that without commentary, he hurts him, right? But everything after that, where Diego's trying to like put him away and like he's coming at him, dude, Volkanovski was teeing off on him off
Yeah.
the back foot. Like,
Yeah.
so I think rounds 2 and 4 you can give to Diego. I think both of them are arguable for Volk as well, though. Despite the knockdowns, he really did work extremely well.
Would you say Diego had some of the bigger moments and maybe some of the harder shots? Because for
Mhm.
me, and I'm not saying that Volkanovski wasn't landing some hard shots on Diego, but it just seemed like some of the more impactful, like wow moments were definitely from Diego Lopez throughout the entire fight.
I think so. I think so. I mean, it's yeah, and that happens in Volkanovski fights sometimes. I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't hit hard. He definitely hits hard, but you could
Yes.
tell Diego's a bigger puncher.
Yes.
Um, I did want to see. I kind of wish we saw a little bit more clinch work from Diego, and maybe it was just the footwork from Volkanovski that negated that because I think that's one thing that Volkanovski, at least, well, it's hard to say. He struggled with it in the second Islam fight, not so much in the first Islam fight, but the second one was this double collar tie. But that's also because Islam's a giant.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then Diego's much bigger than him too, and Diego really has success in those single collar ties where he can just spam uppercuts and things like that. He works well in the clinch as well. Um, so I wanted to see a little bit more of that from him, but it could just be the footwork from Volk gets. It's hard to be the footwork guy for 5 rounds because you will get a little complacent every once in a while. You'll get lazy with it every once in a while, and it's up to the other guy to capitalize on those moments. And I largely think Diego did.
Yeah.
Both times he hurt him was from kind of lazy or a lapse in awareness from Volkanovski. So, but he just couldn't put him away, and that goes to show how hard Ilya hits, and that a head
God,
kick
I
from a
know.
lightweight is different. You
Yeah.
know,
Absolutely. But man, what an amazing fight.
really liked it.
Congratulations to Volkanovski, man.
What
Doing
did you
it
think about the shorts?
again. Oh, I liked him. I
I think
love.
they're very good. Like the
Yeah,
great,
yeah.
like yeah, I thought it was very
It
cool.
super super cool.
Yeah,
But yeah, so what is that, 8 championship, wins? Is that what it
God, is
was?
it really? Oh my
I
God.
think it was 8, and, Aldo was at 9, and so they were asking him, where he ranks himself amongst the, all-time
Hmm.
greats at featherweight, and he said he wouldn't put himself in front of Aldo,
That's my
which
guy,
is
dude.
a lot of
I love
humility again. Yeah,
I
dude,
love
such a
Volk,
good dude, man.
dude, and
One of my
and
favorite
now,
videos, by the way. Have you
yeah,
seen that video where, he's talking about his daughter being scared
yeah,
in
dude,
the room? So good,
yeah.
dude. He just seems like such a good guy.
Wait, is that the one where she's like, "What if someone breaks in?" He's
Yeah,
like,
and
"I'm,"
he's like, I'm a champion." She's like, "What if it's Islam Makhachev?"
yeah.
And he's like, "Damn."
And then Islam like sent him a gift for his daughters to like,
Sent all these girls gifts. Yeah,
yeah,
saying like, "I would never come over uninvited." Just good people, dude, all
yeah.
around.
Lewis says, "Who's next for Volk?" Then it's got to be Evloev.
Ooh,
It's got to
right?
be. I think you do Evloev. I mean, Ilya's up at lightweight now, doing God knows what.
Hmm.
Evloev's coming off the win over Aljamain Sterling. He's been on a tear. I think that's what you do.
Dude, I don't see it. And the only reason I say that is, no, he
Dude,
deserves it. He deserves it. But I don't know. I feel like the UFC has something against Evloev.
it does seem like it, dude.
It just seems like it, you know. So I could see them being like, you know what, Yair Rodriguez looked pretty good.
Well, that's what everybody's talking. Everyone's talking about
Toss him in there
Yair.
now.
And I'm just
Yeah.
like, dude, what the hell, man? No. Not only have we
Look,
already seen it,
what makes
but
sense? Evloev. What can
yes,
happen? What might happen? Yair Rodriguez.
yes, man. But you look at Evloev's streak, man. Aljamain Sterling, Brandon Allen, Diego Lopez, Dan Ige, Hakeem Dawodu, Nick Lentz, Grundy. Like this guy hasn't lost in forever. We're going back to 2019. He's still winning.
Dang. And they're holding it against him, dude. Was that his last loss? 2019. They're like, I don't know, dude. You lost
No,
recently, okay? Oh God.
not
When was
even.
his last loss?
Let's see. Evloev. I don't. He
Yeah.
hasn't lost in the UFC, has he? No, he hasn't even lost ever. He's 19-0.
Oh, geez, dude. They're going back to his amateur days probably when he was a kid, dude. And they're like, I don't know, man. All right, but
It's
no. Hey,
crazy, dude.
great way to cap off the night. Congratulations,
Definitely.
Volkanovski. Diego Lopez is still going to be around for a very long time. He's going to have
Yeah.
more shots at the title. How old is Diego Lopez? 30? Come on, dude.
Yeah, he's
He's got
got
another
time.
solid 5 years. You know what I mean?
He's got time. Losing to Volkanovski is no. It's no like knock on you. That means nothing as far as like if you're good or not. Like people are gonna
Yeah.
write him off. I don't think so. They'll probably do Lopez versus Yair. Is what they'll probably do. Now that I think about it, you know what I mean?
Oh, sign
Yair,
me up,
because
dude. Take
what's
my
Yair
money.
ranked right now?
Fifth, I think.
He's 5. Lopez is 3. Lopez is coming on a loss. Yair is coming up, and they just had that crazy beef at the press conference, so that has like an
Oh,
innate
do
like
it.
ability to sell the fight, bro.
Guadalajara, dude. They're about to put that card on in September.
Yeah,
Oh
Yair's
my
calling
God.
for the Volk fight at that card, so might as well just do Diego. Because if
I
Yair
like
beats
it.
Diego now, I think then yeah, maybe he does get a title shot. You know,
So you're saying
um,
Volk, Evloev, Diego, Yair.
let's do
Winner of
it.
Diego Yair goes at the title again.
Maybe we'll see.
Hey everybody, Romero and Will here. Thank you for watching that short clip. Just so you know, that was a small excerpt from what we covered this last Sunday, right, Will?
Yeah, we cover the entire event every weekend. So this was just a cutout from the live stream that we did. The link to that live stream is in the description. So if you want to hear about the other fights that night, it's down below in the description. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell because we go live every Sunday to cover events. And if you do that, you'll know for next week and you can tune in and be in the chat and get featured on the show just like everybody else was on this clip.
We hope to chat with you live.